Hey everybody, we're here at Babler State Park in Wildwood, Missouri, and we are going to do the Hawthorn Trail, 1.25 miles. And just to prove you can hike anywhere, anytime, I'm going to do it on my lunch break. Let's head out. All right, well, 75 degrees, first week of fall, nice little breeze, and I'm stoked to hike. It's just the perfect weather that you're going to find. You're not going to sweat. You're not gonna have a lot of bugs. It's a sweet spot. All right, Hawthorn Trail. I've done this one once before as a piece of another larger trail. So we're here at Babler, as I said before. This is a 1.25 mile loop. And what do I love about small loops is that anybody can hike them. You wanna go farther? Just do another lap. You don't wanna go out for a 6-7 mile hike? This is for you. So, it starts out here, and we're going to cross straight over top of the equestrian trail. It's a 6.5 miler. That's how I did the Hawthorn before, is by coming off the equestrian trail, knocking out the Hawthorn, coming back to the equestrian trail and finishing that loop. But today we're just going to do the 1.25 miles, and what a day for it. Just unbelievable great weather. Fall is here. The colors haven't turned yet, but the leaves are definitely starting to fall a little bit, and we're going to head out down this trail. Actually, I'm going to show you here a little bit. It's a nice wide trail for being 1.25 miles. A little bit of rock, a little bit of different surfaces as you go, and just a nice climate here. We've got some downhill to our left, and we're pretty much at the top of the peak as we start out. And this one, while it does have a little bit of ups and downs, it's not going to be a huge variant from the start to finish. See you in a bit. So one of the things I really love about this trail is that what it does is, if you can see me through the sun, what it does is it goes out a ridge on one side and comes back on the other side at about the same level or altitude on both sides. So what you get a real good cross section of is seeing the windy side of a hill and the non-windy side of a hill, just the way this one happens to lay out. So you get a lot of different environments on both sides just because of where they sit. For instance, one gets a lot more sun, the other one doesn't. So you get different plant life. One's a lot more moist and the other one's dry, so you have more animals on the moist side. So it gives you a nice cross section for a short hike. So as you can probably hear, I got a beautiful breeze kicking through up here at the top of this ridge. I mean, it's probably 75 degrees, it feels like 70. So just a gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous day to be hiking. These are the days I wish I was passing more people on the trail, and that's why I'm doing these videos. So, if you head out here for the Hawthorn, what you can expect. We can expect a nice, pleasant walk through the woods. Real nice, dry set, because since we're closer to the top of the ridge than the bottom, all the water runs down, and this part tends to dry out really quick. You get some pretty cool views at the halfway point on this one, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. But as you can see, this is just absolutely gorgeous. Nice, high, tall tree canopy, sun beaming through from the side, and just a really pleasant area. Check that out. Check this out. This is fall, early fall in Missouri. Just beautiful. Leaf-covered ground. As you can see ahead of us, a few leaves on the trail. And we're just winding along. This is the shady side of the hill, of the ridge, I should say. And when I say shady or sunny, what that applies to is as the winter comes, the sun falls farther down the horizon, and you're going to have one side that gets a lot more sun as opposed to the other one. And this one just happens to be the shady side. One really neat thing about this trail is you have some serious old growth trees. Now check this baby out here, right here. Watch as I pan up. You're not even gonna have a branch for at least the first 70 to 80 feet. And that's actually branches there coming in from other trees. Just a monstrous tree. Probably take 4 people to wrap your arms around it, if not more. Got a little protected area here where they're trying to protect some new seedlings from getting knocked down by the wind. As you can see, this area is pretty filled with them. Alright, so as I said, we were walking along this ridge. Not a lot of elevation change, but we've gotten far enough out on the ridge to where we've peaked it just because of its natural descent. So we're going to be walking along this ridge top here, which means that wind, as you can hear, is really going to pick up because we're going to have nothing knocking it down. And that's hence the tree structure that you see. Anything with too much leaf structure on it is going to have been blown down. What you see here are the survivors. These are the ones that roots just happen to have gone deep enough and are going to be able to keep them firmly planted on this high peak. So maybe not on a hike of this distance, but one thing that people need to be aware of in the fall, as the winds pick up and your humidity drops, is that you've kind of lost your cooling system for your body. Because the air and the wind are going to wick your moisture away from your clothes. Middle of summer, you sweat, you get wet from sweat, and it stays wet. Fall, as you sweat, almost immediately, the wind and the dry humidity start to wick that away. So it's important to hydrate in the fall and winter just as much as it is in the summer. Winter, especially when you're wearing more clothes, sweating more, and continually wicking away that moisture from your body. So even on a short hike like this in 1.25 miles, bring a bottle of water. Bring a pack. Can't hurt. Maybe you want to sit down and enjoy a view. You'll have a snack with you. Have some water. And as always, carry your phone, carry your battery, flashlight, those kind of things. I'm going to do a really detailed video on packs for distances and kind of go over what you need at certain lengths. And I never hike without one, just because I became accustomed to having the stuff I have with me. And like I always say, that weight on your back is always going to make you stronger. All right, halfway point on this hike already. As you can see, with some good planning, they bring you out to a bluff at the halfway point where you can probably see, I'm going to say close to maybe a mile, mile and a half. As you can see, some rolling farm hills above. Okay, so past the halfway point, opposite side of the ridge on this hike, as you can see, total change in climate. Windy side, sunny side, dry side. Just a lot different plant that takes over here. Smaller leaves, less green, but they're tougher plants. They really are scavengers because of the amount of moisture that they have to divvy up and use over a period of time. You can see smaller trees and just a nice cross section here. Totally different from the other side. So anything less than this perfect weather today, at about mid to low 70s and low humidity, I'd be coated with mosquito repellent on this trail. Just so happens that with this breeze and this temp, they're not a big issue. All right, well, just like that, boom, 1.25 miles, you're done. Man, you've gotten 3,000 steps in, burned about 150 calories. You've got to see this amazing nature and weather. And you know, if you're looking for longer, go around twice, go around 3 times, go around 10. This is, maybe it's just the weather in talking to me, but I mean, one of the more beautiful short hikes I've been on in a while. It just gorgeous, and only going to get better too as we get farther into the fall and the colors start to turn. So definitely come out and try this one. Hawthorn Trail. As always, go like my Facebook page, The Avid Hiker, and check out my YouTube channel, The Avid Hiker. You can subscribe, no charge, and you'll get an email every day when I post a trail review, and you'll even be able to see which trail it is in the subject line and know whether or not you need to watch it or if you want to watch it. But thanks for all your support, and remember, get out there and hike more.